gonna try to sit here real quick and read this story. I've been trying to be outside, but then I've been trying to be in the house. But I'm loving the outside today. It is beautiful. We is here. I'm sorry, it's a smudge on my windshield. That man, he might keep circling. If he come back, I ain't gonna stay here, cause he ain't got many teeth in his mouth. But him or that dog might bite, and I ain't for no rabies shots. I apologize, but he done already spoke to me, and he only came around this way to walk past my car. He walked to the next car, and then he circled back. We in Baltimore. We in West Baltimore, Maryland, close to the county line. We are super close to Emerson Village. If anybody is familiar with that area, yeah. That's all I'm gonna get you. We are here on CBSNews.com. 3 dead after eating wild mushrooms at family lunch in Australia. Woman under investigation. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm gonna start telling you my opinion as just a nosy person. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Like, my opinion don't matter. So why can't I have one out loud? That's all I be wondering. So let me see what I can do here. I am going to read this with my opinions, and then I'm going to reread it at the end just straight through once. I will try, try my hardest to put the time stamps in the description, but no promises. Appreciate you. Australian police on a Wednesday were trying to figure out how 3 people died and a 4th became critically ill after apparently eating wild mushrooms at a family lunch. Anything that leads to death, I try to stay away from. I know that there's some like specific fish in like China, Japan, all in places that can lead to death. I know mushrooms can be deadly. There are certain mushrooms that can be deadly. I try to stay away from all of those. I try to stay away from stuff like that. I don't eat no mushrooms. There's something wrong with them. They funny. You say it's like fungus? No, I'm good. I know if I get sick, a fungus start growing up in me and stuff like that. I don't be wanting them. So why would I want? No, I'm good. I'm trying to figure out right now if I got worms. I'm trying to get rid of these goddamn parasites I got in my gut. I apologize. So I'm not going to be able to do it. This is why you can't eat at everybody's house. Not because of the sanitariness, the sanitationness, the conditions that are sanitary, the conditions of a sanitary nature. All right, I finally got it out that way. It's not because of conditions that need to be of a sanitary nature. Oh, it's an airplane. Y'all gonna be able to see the airplane? I doubt it. I bet you it's gonna fly. Yeah, no, it's behind me. I don't know. It might be coming up. I don't know. It's coming alongside me. Y'all still not gonna be able to see it, most likely. But it's because people will put whatever they want. They do what they want, how they want. And I'm gonna tell you, with me, you can't be treating me like you want to treat yourself or people you supposedly love, because you say you love these people. Okay, I apologize. Homicide detectives have been investigating the case. Police have interviewed the woman, identified by the BBC as Erin Patterson, who they say cooked the meal at her home on July 29th, but didn't become ill herself. How much of these mushrooms specifically do you have to eat in order to die for the ones that are going to kill you? Is it just like one of them ones that's one bite? Is it like a fentanyl, you touch it and you're going to go? Like, is it a certain amount that dosage is poison? If you don't, like, I just need to know the specifics. Maybe I'll look it up. Police released her without filing any charges, but say she remains a suspect. Patterson told media outside her home. I'm sorry, I'm doing Instacart as well. So that's a little doop, 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 doop. And that's a little too far. All right. Patterson told media outside her home in the town of Leongatha, in Victoria State. How do you say that? Leongatha? Okay. That she didn't know, in Victoria State, that she didn't know what had happened. I didn't do anything, she told Network 9 on Monday. I loved them, and I'm devastated they're gone. Okay. Patterson declined to answer questions about what meal was served to which guest or the origin of the mushrooms. Victoria Police Detective Inspector Dean told Dean Thomas, said it wasn't clear what type of mushrooms the guest had eaten, but their symptoms were consistent with those from a death cap, a particularly deathly variety. I'm confused because I thought she had it all like 2 packages. It was one from a new store, one from an old store. Y'all couldn't figure it out like right before the people went to the... I'm just confused. Okay, did she put it... Wait a minute, did she get rid of it? She ain't had the original packages? Y'all got to tell me more than that. Remember, at the end, I'm going to reread this without saying anything. But for right now, I still got questions. I got questions. Why couldn't y'all tell what kind of mushrooms these was? He said... Oh, wait a minute. He said it would take some time to determine what happened, and police were keeping an open mind. It could be very innocent, but again, we just don't know, Thomas said. Patterson had been hosting her in-laws, Gail and Don Patterson, both age 70. Oh, damn. You got to have high immune systems to go around people that you don't know if you can trust. And I mean just about everybody in the world. You got to have a high immune system. You got to be ready to fight it off at any moment. I'm trying to tell you. Don't be paranoid like I am of all people, but just be ready. Be ready. Take your vitamin C, people, even though that probably won't help. Do it anyway. Both died at area hospitals. Also at the lunch where Gail Patterson's sister, Heather Wilkinson, 66, 66, who died. Like that for some reason. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me not digress on that one, because that was not a good one. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Who died, and husband Ian Wilkinson, 68, a Baptist pastor. He remains in critical condition in hospital awaiting a liver transplant. BBC News report. I swear to God, I'm whipping her ass and I'm taking her liver. Like, I don't even give 2 shits if it was an accident. If you don't know what the fuck you doing in the kitchen, don't be experimenting, especially with my life. But then I gotta get a fucking liver. Who the fuck? They give liver transplants at 60. Well, I mean, he a good candidate because it was an accident, like, right now. But I know for certain things, you gotta meet criteria. And I don't know, at 68, that's old. Thomas said the woman who cooked the meal was separated from her husband, but police had been told their relationship was amicable. Her children were also at home during the lunch, but did not eat the same meal. Police said, I got some questions about that part right there. What made you give the kids something different right then and there, but then give it to them the next day? I got questions about that. That's making you look a little bit more guilty. Can I write? It was 1,000 degrees outside. It was a little bit over 90 maybe, and my phone decided to get too hot sitting up there on the dashboard like that, and it died. So I had to bring my ass home. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to reread the entire story. No more commentary. I think that was probably enough, and I hope you all enjoy. Talk to you next time. Again, we are here on CBS News. 3 dead after eating wild mushrooms at family lunch in Australia. Woman under investigation. This was published on August the 9th, 2023 at 8:15 a.m. Australian police on Wednesday were trying to figure out how 3 people died and a 4th became critically ill after apparently eating wild mushrooms at a family lunch. Homicide detectives have been investigating the case. Police have interviewed the woman, identified by the BBC as Erin Patterson, who they say cooked the meal at her home on July 29, but didn't become ill herself. Police released her without filing any charges, but say she remains a suspect. Patterson told media outside her home in the town of Leongatha in Victoria states that she didn't know what had happened. I didn't do anything, she told Network 9 on Monday. I love them and I'm devastated they're gone. Patterson declined to answer questions about what meals were served to which guest or the origin of the mushrooms. Victoria Police Detective Inspector Dean Thomas said it wasn't clear what type of mushrooms the guests had eaten, but their symptoms were consistent with those from a death cap, a particularly deadly variety. He said it would take some time to determine what happened, and police were keeping an open mind. It could be very innocent, but again, we just don't know, Thomas said. Patterson had been hosting her in-laws, Gail and Don Patterson, both age 70. Both died at area hospitals. Also at the lunch were Gail Patterson's sister, Heather Wilkinson, 66, who died, and husband Ian Wilkinson, 68, a Baptist pastor. He remains in critical condition in hospital awaiting a liver transplant, BBC News reported. Thomas said the woman who cooked the meal was separated from her husband, but police had been told their relationship was amicable. Her children were also at home during the lunch, but did not eat the same meal, police said. Detectives searched the woman's home on Saturday and took several items. The Sydney Morning Herald reported that police were also conducting forensic tests on a food dehydrator they had found at a nearby landfill to see if it was linked to the case. News of the incident has shaken the community. No one would ever expect that to happen here, the regional mayor Nathan Hershey told the BBC. Who in their right mind would expect that they would lose people who contribute and give so much in such a way? What the hell do that even mean? I apologize for digressing, but what did that mean? Did that make sense? Is it me? Could be me. Death caps are found in cool, humid climates all over the world and are responsible for 90% of lethal mushroom poisonings globally, the BBC reported. In 2020, a spat of poisonings in Victoria killed one person and hospitalized 7 others. Authorities urge people not to eat wild mushrooms they have foraged, the BBC reported. If you haven't purchased them from a supermarket, perhaps stay clear of them, detectives told Thomas, or at least Google them. I promise you, if you take your phone and hold it up to the mushroom, that shit probably will talk back to you and be like, bitch, don't eat that shit. You don't eat that shit. Put that shit down. Walk away. Like, that's how advanced your phone is these days. So that's an option. I mean, that's an option. So I hopped over to the Wikipedia page for these, what they call, I scroll back up, death caps. The formal name is, I don't know why I act like, okay, let me see. It might say it for me. Is you going to say it? Okay, no, it's not going to say it. I thought it was going to tell me. But the formal name is Amanita Amanita Phalloides. Phalloides. Amanita Phalloides. Death caps. I'm scrolling down till I get to the toxicity. The toxicity, let me see if it's anything interesting. They even have warning signs that they post apparently in the wherever area they grow in. As the common name suggests, the fungus is highly toxic and is responsible for the majority of fatal mushroom poisonings worldwide. Its biochemistry has been researched intensively for decades, and 30 grams or 1.1 ounce. Y'all who know something about measurements, put down in the description a couple different things that I can compare that to so I know what that means, because I don't know how much it is. Or half a cap. Oh no, that's a better description. But is it like a small half a cap, a big half a cap? I still could do some specifics, but I'll take that, a half a cap. So if you take just the cap off and split it in half for the people like me, of this mushroom is estimated to be enough to kill a human. And I know they were taking biteful after biteful. I really want to know if this was like smothered in sauce, cooked in mushroom. Like when I say sauce, I meant mushroom sauce or something like that. Because I'm trying to figure out how we save the kids. We save ourselves and the kids. Did you push all your mushrooms to the side? Did anybody take pictures? Y'all got to take pictures around the tables when y'all be going out for these things. Because I'll be wanting to know. And if it was pictures, I'm sure it would have been out already. I'm sorry, I lost where I was at. On average, one person dies a year in North America from death caps ingestion. That number went up this year because of, what was her name, Miss Patterson. The toxins of the death cap mushrooms primarily target the liver. Damn. But other organs such as kidneys are also affected. Symptoms of death cap mushroom toxicity usually occur 6 to 12 hours after ingestion. Symptoms of ingestion of the death cap mushroom may include nausea and vomiting, which is then followed by jaundice, seizures, and coma, which will lead to death. The mortality rate of ingestion of the death cap mushroom is believed to be around 10 to 30%. Hey, that's not bad. It's kind of disorder. That depends on how healthy. Like, I got a horrible liver, so I'm going to take that as a cue to never eat mushrooms, just in case one slip in there by accident. Some authorities strongly advise against putting suspected death caps in the same basket with fungi collected for the table and to avoid even touching them. Furthermore, the toxicity is not reduced by cooking, freezing, or drying. Oh, this is really interesting. I appreciate the wiki today. Poisoning incidents usually result from errors in identification. Recent cases highlight the issue of the similarity of A. phallocydes to the edible paddy straw mushroom. Paddy straw mushroom, or Volvillia volacea. Hey, I say I got that one right. Don't nobody go listen to how you supposed to say it. I'm having fun at this point, just messing up words, but believing I'm saying them right. With East and Southeast Asian immigrants in Australia and the West Coast of the U.S. falling victim. And an episode in Oregon, 4 members of a Korean family required liver transplants. Many North American incidents of death cap poisonings have occurred among Laotian and Hmong immigrants. Laotian, Hmong immigrants. I don't know. I know that H is silent. I know it's got to be silent. I don't know. I know I ain't saying them right. Since it is easily confused with a princeps. What in the hell? What? White Caesar, a popular mushroom in their native countries. Of the 9 poisoned in Australia's Canberra region between 1988 and 2011, they were from Laos, and 2 were from China. In January 2012, 4 people were accidentally poisoned with when death caps reportedly misidentified with as straw fungi, which are popular in Chinese and other Asian dishes, were served for dinner in Canberra. All the victims required hospital treatment, and 2 of them died, with a third requiring a liver transplant. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna link everything in the description below. Like I said, that was the wiki we was reading from. CBS News was the first one, and all the rest was just me. It was just me. Thank you. Appreciate me. I welcome. Well, I think I got my fill of it. When I tell you I be looking at that stuff and I be trying to look a little bit, investigate. That's all I mean. I just want to know a little bit. I be having questions, and then I go answer the questions just a little bit, and then I mind my business. I might hear about it, might not hear about it. She ain't got no charges right now, so it's a chance I won't hear about that no more. But it was fun while it lasted. I hope you enjoyed. Just in case I do not show you the wiki page, because I'm not sure if I'm going to leave up what I'm looking at right now, the wiki page. This is Chick-fil-A in Catonsville, Maryland. What can I say? Enjoy. Bye, y'all.